And it makes sense, especially with this kind of app, because there's such a mainstream potential user base that the further and further your app moves away from developer land in terms of the target audience, like it's not a dev tool, for instance, the more you being open source for most people doesn't matter to them at all. Like they're like, oh, that's cool. Like maybe they're like, oh, cool, so I can trust it. But they're never going to be like, well, then I don't have to pay for it because I can self-host it. Like there's millions of people that will never do that. And they're not on Hacker News' homepage, right? So like you expose it to those people and then they are, early adopters and the ones that will self-host and stuff. And so you're not getting them as customers. But as it spreads through that mechanism, more and more of those people are not going to be running their own instance. Now, maybe you'll have somebody stand up their own instance and say, hey, we also self-host, or we also host actual for $2 a month. Then you got to make moves probably. But
yeah, and that's like, that is an interesting potential possibility, I guess. Like talking to people about partnerships or do we want to have an official hosted version? Open sourcing is a little bit risky because somebody could technically go along and do that. It talks about like licensing issues. Maybe there is a license that could use to prevent that. But really when it comes down to it, after talking to people, there's not really, I think you burn more goodwill with weird licensing issues like that than trying to prevent that. So I think the best thing to do is just to get out in front. And if we're going to do that, then we just need to do this like sooner rather than later.